when you look at older adults, people with dementia in particular fall more often than others. And that's because of the neurodegenerative changes that are associated with dementia. They impact on many different systems that are important for safe, independent mobility. So that's including the balance functions, visual spatial functions, things like judgment, being able to judge the environment and move around in it safely, and things like impulse control. Falls are the leading cause of injury in older adults with dementia. On average, in nursing homes in Canada, 16% of people living in those settings fall every month. Traditional assessments categorize people as being high or low risk for falls. But we know that almost all people with dementia are at high risk, so these tools are not particularly helpful. They don't give us a lot of information in people with dementia. However, we think that falls risk fluctuates in a way that could be measured. Changes in health status, like a new medication or the development of an infection or illness, can lead to an abrupt change in motor function. And this is easiest to see in the way that people move, the way that people walk. So walking is an important marker of health status in older adults. And by measuring changes in the way that people walk over time, we can develop dynamic falls risk models, dynamic falls risk prediction models that will allow us to target those individuals who are at imminent risk of falling.
The main barrier to advancing this new area of dynamic fall risk monitoring is getting frequent and reliable measurements of gait. There are limitations to the use of wearable sensors for this purpose, including problems with battery life, data storage, comfort, and acceptability. Thus, we have moved towards the uses of sensors embedded in the environment. It consists of a Microsoft Kinect sensor mounted on the ceiling, linked to a concealed laptop computer, and a system for identifying participants using radio frequency tags. The system was installed in a hallway in the unit, and then we started to collect data. The system works like this. When a patient walks towards the Kinect sensor, small tags ironed inside of their pants are detected, and this activates the system and identifies the patient to the system. As the patient gets closer to the sensor, the system begins to record and captures information about the stability and quality of the person's walk in that moment. Over time, you build up a profile of the typical walking patterns of an individual, their usual variability, and you can then pick up moments whether their walking is out of range. We are also applying machine learning techniques to construct predictive models that include information about their usual walking patterns, other risk factors that we know about, and that compute their probability of falling this week based on that information. So if someone goes from their usual 20% risk of falls to an 80% risk, you will know that something is wrong.
Our team includes biomedical engineering, geriatric psychiatrists, the brainy computer scientists, nursing, biomechanics, and kinesiology. And as a team, we've been working together on this project for over 2 years now, and it's been an amazing experience. So this project is about our ambient technology for unobtrusive monitoring of mobility in older adults, but it's also about advancing this idea, this new paradigm of a dynamic falls risk monitoring. Once you can calculate someone's dynamic falls risk, the next step is developing warnings. So figuring out what the optimal cutoff for warnings is and developing the clinical algorithms to, what you should do in response to a warning that someone's falls risk has gone up. Ambient is an innovative technology that could be applied both in long-term care facilities and in other residential settings. And we're working towards a world where we could monitor how older adults are walking even more easily than other vital signs like blood pressure or heart rate. We don't have to touch them, we just have to observe people moving in their daily life. And these patterns in walking can be used to flag someone who's unwell or physically declining. This is Ambient.